lovers, welcome to another video. I am Nature Guy X46 and today I will be your guide into the world of mosses. But before we get into our video, why not click on the subscribe button and while you're at it, click on the notification bell so that you know when my next video is coming out. Now, if you learned something from this video, why not give this video a like? Now, let's go outside and get into this video. Hey guys, so like I mentioned earlier, we are going to be talking about mosses today. Mosses are sort of a unique plant. They are not a vascular plant like we're used to, but they're still pretty amazing. They belong to a group called bryophytes. This is a group that is home to liverworts, hornworts, and mosses. And most of us are probably pretty familiar with mosses. We may not be too familiar with some of the other species that I mentioned. They can be found on every continent, including Antarctica, and in almost every, at least terrestrial habitat. Or ecosystem. There are over 10,000 different species of moss growing around the world. And while mosses may be a lot like plants, other plants, there are differences too. For instance, they do have leaves and they do have stems, but they don't have roots. This was just happened to be growing. They have what are called rhizoids, and these are simply little hairs that let them cling or hold on to the surface that they're growing in. I thought we might go and look at some places where moss is growing, where maybe it typically wouldn't be found. One of those places is actually right over here, and as you can see, it's growing right on the edge of the storm door. So, that's unexpected. Let's move to another location and see some other moss. In a previous video, we talked about mosses being a pioneering organism and how they help to break down rocks in order to help make soil. Here is some moss. This is growing on our decorative stones as part of a walkway. And you can see the moss growing. They can grow on rocks, on trees, and on top of the soil. They have also been found growing in caves as long as sunlight can reach them. Mosses are able to photosynthesize, meaning that they can actually make their own food. They can also absorb water. Some mosses can absorb water and minerals through their rhizoids, but they can also absorb it through their leaves and their stems. Here we have some moss growing on the side of this oak tree. They actually are a mini ecosystem. Moss can be home to many different types of animals. Like ferns, mosses reproduce not by seeds, but actually by spores. I don't see any of the little spore capsules right now, but in the upcoming months they oh, maybe there's some right here growing up. Yeah. Really hard to see maybe. it right there. That is a spore capsule coming up, and those will come up and have the little spores that the moss uses to reproduce. Very cool. And with that, we're going to leave mosses behind for now. However, yeah, I have something else to share with you a little bit. So let's